Hello, Carol here with Aspergers versus Neurotypicals. Today I had an insight that I would like to share with you, Aspies, and it may help you to improve your social skills in a way that is more to the liking of a neurotypical. For example, if you live with a neurotypical, have neurotypical friends, or actually this is a skill that applies to all neurotypes, and that is a form of empathy. I'm going to give one particular example where somebody has invited me to join them for yoga, and they're a neighbor, and I know they are reaching out to me maybe because they see I'm a bit of a loner, they care about me. But the first thing that I think of, this is just very personal, okay, and please don't judge me, but just being honest here, the first thing that my particular half-Aspie brain thinks is, oh dear, I have a headache, I don't want to do yoga, I really need to work on my book today. And, these are just my necessary reactions. These are the things that actually keep me successful. These thoughts in my head that keep me on track, right? And sometimes these thoughts of a successful person can be not very personable and not very loving. They're more about getting this job done, and they don't really include other people. And I realize that about me, that I'm so task-oriented to the point of almost to where my brain has realized that if I am not this way, I won't succeed. And I don't want to be people's friends and not be successful. So I put my success first, almost like my health. We put our health first so that then we can have a healthy body in which to live our life and help other people and interact with others. If you don't put your health first and all you do is interact with others, that's out of balance, because then you'll be sick and you won't be able to enjoy others or help them because you won't have taken care of your own health. Similarly with my work, if I don't put that first, I'll be a blob when I'm around my friends because I'll be feeling guilty that I didn't get my work done. That's just me, because I'm a very project-oriented person, and that's what makes me the most happy. And many people might turn their nose up to that. That's okay, because the world needs people like me. I know that. And when people turn their nose up to my project-oriented nature, I humbly know that they're probably a more evolved person than me. That's okay too. However, that is what makes me happy, and I have to face that. I can't ignore that, because then I'll never be happy, right? So back to the invitation to do yoga. So my mind focuses on, oh, I have a migraine, poor me, and also even if I didn't have a migraine, I'd need to work on my book. So I can't do yoga. I don't want to do anything social. But then here's my insight. The insight is, what about this wonderful person, let's call him Joe, that invited me to do yoga? What about him? I mean, he has his own life and his own heart, and think about what he's going through. So the key here in my advice and sharing here is to let you also ask that question. Once you get your own thoughts out, get honest about your own thoughts, don't respond until you focus on the other person. And even if it's an analytical thing, like if you're not able to put yourself in their body, and figure out what it's like to be them, just list it, just observe. Okay, be a Sherlock Holmes here and go, look, he reached out. What is his motivations? 1, he wants to help the world. 2, he sees that I'm a loner and wants to help me. 3, maybe he's a little bit lonely himself and wants to reach out to people, because I had noticed that this Joe person is reaching out to people a lot lately, more than I know his limits accept, because he's also a very introverted person. And so I know that he needs acknowledgement of his kindness to invite me. So that's one thing. I know that he needs companionship, and he needs to be appreciated, as all humans do. This is just true for everyone. So no matter what you have to do to turn down someone, you have to first realize that they need love and acknowledgement and appreciation. And so that's just a given. And then the fact that he reached out to help me, whether it's to help me exclusively or because maybe he also needs companionship, which is true for most people. I mean, all people, really. So I need to acknowledge those needs first in my communication. That is called kindness. Kindness acknowledges their feelings. So my response then, instead of my maybe Asperger type response, which would normally have been, oh, I'm busy working on my book, sorry, bye, that's very cold because it's not kind, because it doesn't acknowledge their own needs for love and appreciation. So my revised and recommended response would be, wow, you are so amazing and kind to reach out to me. I just really appreciate that. And then say something nice about them that's true, like, gosh, I really love, your the way you teach yoga, and you help so many people, and you're just such a good example for me to follow. That's all true for me. So I'm not going to make something up. I'm going to say what's true. And, I really think that you're a great chef too. And, oh gosh, but I do have a migraine today, and I'm not going to be doing any movement. In fact, I tried doing yoga this morning, and it made the migraine worse. So I'm going to do ice. And again, thank you so much for your invitation. It warmed my heart. And, you're awesome. Bye. That was the text. And of course, I shortened it to 3 sentences. But so to recap then, if somebody invites you somewhere and you don't want to do it because you don't feel social, maybe you don't even like the person, or maybe you just, dislike them, but you just really want to do something for yourself that day, or you've already made plans or whatever, go ahead and acknowledge in your own mind. Number 1, acknowledge in your own mind what your own needs are. Get clear about that. Number 2, before you reply, think about their needs and their need for companionship, appreciation, acknowledgement. And you might even put yourself in their position and think, what response would make me feel good? And then make up that response. And if it doesn't match the truth, then tweak it a bit so that it's not only true, but it's kind. And also useful, because you want this relationship to continue to be good, just like you want your relationship with all humanity to be good. And especially this kind person that reached out to you. So, really don't overlook that kindness. Kindness is a rare thing sometimes, so we have to cherish that. And you might even say that I cherish your kindness to me and your friendship with me. So, number 1, your own thoughts, acknowledge. Number 2, acknowledge their needs. And then 3, formulate a response that's not only true, but useful and kind. And true meaning it's not like some blatant lie, like don't say you have a headache if you don't. But actually, if you don't have a headache and you can't think of a good excuse that wouldn't hurt their feelings, you might want to have a white lie, because a white lie that doesn't cause harm is much better than the truth that is unkind and causes harm. The Buddha taught right speech, right action, right thought, and I believe that right speech is so important in our lives, more important than anything, and because it really is our actions, it's our speech, they're combined. And if we say right speech, let's just focus on that alone. It's what is true, useful, and kind. And those are the words that's from the translation. And it's really a very holistic teaching. And that is where this knowledge resonates from the Buddha's teaching. So if you can always remember to say what's true, useful, and kind, and remember that kindness means acknowledging the other person's need for love, appreciation, and acknowledgement. Let them feel that they're loved, appreciated, strong, awesome, Well, I hope this has been of use, and if it hasn't been of use to you, it's certainly been a pleasure sharing it on this recording, and maybe it will be useful to someone out there. Bless you, and peace.